This is an unusual one. Legion, would you go and fetch me the extra strength embalming fluid? Thank you. Oh, well, what do we have here? A moving one. Ah. Do not worry. Are you afraid? It looks like you've woken up from quite the long and extraneous nap. Allow me to check your vitals. You're looking quite reanimated from what I can see. However, you were dead just one moment ago. Let's see. I'm going to check your pupils with this flashlight. Okay, just look right into the light. It's as I thought. No dilation. Very good. Okay. So, it seems that your eyes are working as if they were deceased. Yes. Oh, this is not surprising news for me, not at all. You appear rather confused. Would you like me to explain your unusual situation? Of course, of course. However, I'm going to take one more moment because I would like to confirm if your heart is beating or if it has stopped. Pardon me, just one moment. Okay, stay still here. Yeah. It's as I thought. You do appear to be deceased. That may come as a shock to you. I know. This is how it usually happens, after all. You wake up, you wonder, is this how things were meant to be? Well, let me explain to you. You are currently residing at Master Mania's funeral home. Yes, I was about to prepare your body for a funeral. It was quite an unfortunate situation, I must say. Do you remember? No. No memory, of course. Well, this is very common, do not worry. However, without your memory, and without your next of kin, you are without anyone to pay for the funeral service, and it would come out of my pocket. So, I don't quite enjoy covering these types of events. But, luckily for me, it seems that you have come back to life. Well, not exactly life. You see, your body has been reanimated, but it has died and will continue to be dead. This is something you must get used to, an adjustment period, if you will. Yes, but I will allow the transition to be smooth and painless. Yes, as painless as it can be with the state of your corpse. Cadaver, my apologies. So, as you may know, this place is known as a funeral home, but for occasions like this where the bodies aren't quite finished with their job on Earth, we have a special place for these wayward souls to reside. Oh yes, you're one of many. So, since there is no requirement for a funeral, we will have to arrange something quite unusual. This is something that remains private and confidential between the client, you, and myself, Master Mania. It's very nice to meet you. I am charmed. You look like you've been through quite the experience through your lifetime. And although you cannot remember it right now, it may come back to you. But for now, no one seems to be looking for you. No one seems to care that you're gone. And the fact that you've been reanimated tells me that, how do I put this? You see, when most humans die, they go to a place called the afterlife. Yes. Whether it's heaven or hell. A place for your soul to reside. Hell is a place for punishment for those who have been exceptionally sinful, horrible people. And the thing about you is that you were rejected from hell. You are too horrible to stay there. I'm not sure what you've done in your past or what you've done after death, but I am fully prepared to take on the task of caring for you. Although you are rejected from any type of afterlife, you may reside here in the home for wayward souls. Yes, ghosts, ghouls, demons, spirits. All kinds are welcomed here, along with you, what I would call more of a zombie, I suppose. Oh, but don't let that turn you away. Zombies can be quite lovely. Oh yes. Oh, you'll see, on floor 27, there's a very delightful zombie. Her name is Grar, I believe. Yes. Not all of them are as adept at speech like yourself. They take a while to adjust and learn. But you are quite an interesting specimen, I must say. Yes. Now, I noticed there are an assortment of lesions and injuries on your body. Before I start to restore this vessel of yours, I'm going to have to remove this debris. I hope you do not mind. Of course, I will be gentle. Very, very gentle. Don't worry, I'm used to working with the dead. Although they do not usually complain because they are unable to. Nonetheless, it's going to be just fine. Whatever horrid type of life you used to have, you are kind of given a blank slate here at this home. I do not want to know about your sins, and I do not care to know. Nobody else will be asking you, and you will be living amongst the others, the horrific sinners of earth that have been doomed to remain on this plane of existence. Yes, let's see here. There's a few shards of what looks to be glass. Yes. Wedged into your flesh. Okay, good. That's a big one. What did you get yourself into? Rhetorical, of course. I know you do not know the answer. And one last piece. There we go. Very good. You're doing so well for your first time being dead. That is a joke. I know that we only die once. Most of us. Okay, so I'm going to get you to have a bit of a drink. You see, I have a special potion for your type, with the unfortunate curse of being doomed to live in a cadaver on Earth for eternity, a punishment worse than hell. Yes, a potion to alleviate some of your less than living symptoms, to give you a bit of mobility, rejuvenation, softness. It just gives your body a bit more strength. So allow me to just pour you a drink. Trust me when I say that this is completely safe to consume. As you know, the dead cannot catch any type of virus, germs, disease, poison. You're immune to anything. That is one of the many benefits of being dead. Oh, I wouldn't know, but the others, they do say it gets to be quite amusing at times. They tend to trick each other with poison and large human-sized mouse traps and such. Oh, you'll get acquainted to it quite quickly. Now, here's your drink. Take it and try to get it all down in one quick gulp. There we go. Very good. Very good indeed. Fascinating. I see you're already starting to become more lifelike. Now, I have one more request of you, if you would be so kind to allow me to groom your hair. It's looking a little bit matted, and I like my residents to be somewhat presentable. Although we don't accept human guests, we do have a visitor from time to time, higher-ups and such, yes. So I hope you won't mind too much if I brush that hair of yours. It's looking quite a mess right now. But don't you worry. I will take care of everything. Absolutely, I promise. Just hold still. Try not to squirm or scream and do your ghoulish behavior. I would like you to just remain calm while I remove the mats out of that mane of yours. All right. How are you doing? Good. Gets a little stuck on these nuts. Ooh. You really do have quite the rat's nest on your head. Oh, that's all right. I've seen much, much worse. There we go. You see the tangles. They begin to become less unruly and start to be a little more obedient as you continue being gentle with them. I find the more rough and aggressive one tends to be with these types of problems, the worse that problem becomes. Wouldn't you agree? Yes. The best way to solve any type of solution is through gentle, patient understanding and time. And soon, you, my dear little zombie, will be good as new. Wasn't as bad as you expected. Well, there isn't much to expect when you don't remember your life on Earth. I would guess that you probably had quite the turbulent life, one with much pain and suffering. I find the ones who commit and inflict the most pain and suffering upon the world, they too have felt that same suffering. It's an unusual behavior of you humans to repeat the process of the things that have harmed you and inflict them upon the next who will allow that pain to become part of them as well. A grim cycle. Although the life here at this home is one that is less than glamorous, that type of behavior will not be tolerated. You understand? Okay, your hair looks to be mostly not free. So so you understand, our rules are mostly lenient. Very fair, I would say. Would you agree? Exactly. Yes. Our only rule is to not inflict suffering onto others as much as you can contain yourself. Yes, if you can at all help it, just remain civil. Thank you. And if you do not, I would say the life of a zombie on the streets of the public is less than desirable. You won't last long out there. Of course, you can't die. So, when your body becomes incapacitated, your soul will remain trapped in that horrible little prison you've been doomed to. So, if you stay here, I will take care of you. Very good. Your body will be maintained to a degree that is usable, and so that your punishment for eternity will be that much more bearable. However, there is a final step, and the most important step, which is the embalming process. I am aware that you are not the same as any other usual type of corpse. However, I must replace all the fluids in your body with an embalming fluid in order to preserve your vessel and keep it fresh. You will be coming in for bi-weekly embalming appointments to maintain that body of yours. Understood? It is not the most comfortable process, but it must be done. It must. There's Legion now with his ultra-strength embalming fluid. Thank you, good sir. Thank you. My lovely assistant. He's so good. Do not interfere with his work. He will not allow it. Now, as you can see, I have not given you a choice in the type of embalming fluid you might receive. That is because I was not quite prepared for reanimation today. No, your corpse looked quite final and dead. And usually these types are more demonic and evil looking in nature. But you are quite the sweet looking little one. I'm noticing that now after I've restored you somewhat to a more presentable state. Yes, you are quite lovely. And we don't expect these types to be so unfathomably evil. But people surprise us every day. So, just you sit tight. I'm going to begin the embalming process. This is what I'll be using. Oh, don't be afraid. It really doesn't hurt that much. You see, most of the pain is from the rushing of fluid through all of your vessels and replacing your blood and other bodily fluids. Don't you worry. It'll be over in a jiffy. If you don't mind me, I'll be putting on a protective apron. Oh, you know, it gets a bit messy. I don't want to dirty my suit. I have to look nice for the customers. You know I run a funeral home, yes. We run a many public events upstairs. Oh, you won't be attending any of those types of things. The home for wayward souls is secret, hidden, deep, deep below the ground. Your questions about the location. Well, you see, before this place was a funeral home, it was a bottomless pit where they would dump the most dastardly criminals. Yes. So, as you might assume, it was already occupied with many, many evil spirits. So I thought it was the perfect place to set up shop. Help who can be helped. Yes. Of course, got to protect my one valuable suit. I don't make too much money in this business, you know. No, I'm not doing it for the money, I'm doing it for the passion. I have a passion, you know, for helping those in need. Yes, and what better way to help those in need than to assist them passing to the afterlife, those innocent, lovely souls that make their way from earth to heaven and other places above. Oh, and of course, the evil souls, as yourself, and many others. Those ghouls and creatures, they deserve as much kindness and tender care as anybody else. Yes, I believe that I will be of great service to anyone who needs a home after death. So, I'm ready when you are. Good. Now, I'm going to insert right about here. This is a primary area for vasculation, yes, okay. And I'm going to start slowly pushing the fluid inside. You'll feel a bit of a cold rush. Pushing all the way. Good. Very good job. Minimal screaming. Let me refill. I'll need to do a few syringes full. Okay. Right here. Slowly. Good. Okay. Yes, we've got plenty of this extra strength. Great, just a few more and you'll be set and all good to go. So, just hang tight. Very good. Now I'm just going to get a cup couple more right in the lower areas. Yes, right there. It's good. Very good. Okay. And one more. Down over here. There. Now, you're lucky that Legion has gotten the super extra strength fluid. It cuts down on your embalming time by about 24 hours. So you're quite lucky that we actually have this around because it's rather new and experimental, but it seems to be doing a very good job with our other clients. And you look to be quite refreshed now, as I can see you're moving. Give me a little wave with your elbow. Good. Very good. I'm going to test a few more of your senses. Let me remove my apron. Alright. Now, I'm going to raise my finger, and I'm going to get you to follow it with your eyes. Very good. Now, tell me when my finger leaves your line of vision. Okay. 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 Now, follow my finger as it goes close and closer to your nose. Good. Your eyes cross properly. Now I'm going to examine your features. And a little bit. What do we got here? Oh, okay. Pardon me. You had a little bit of a maggot in your ear. And this one. Okay, clear. Good. So it looks like you are fully reanimated. Your body is able to move. Your eyes are able to move. Let's test your mouth. Say ah. Ah, very good. Zombies tend to be good at that part. Now, it seems that you are fully functional and your limbs are working correctly. Very good. Then you'll be able to make your way to the room. I have a room that is actually a spare. We weren't expecting guests today, but I'll give it to you as it seems fitting. It is room 666. It's quite fitting for you. And yes, we do have quite a bit of residents living here, as you may have noticed by the commotion downstairs. We do have hundreds of floors with hundreds of residents, and some may phase through your wall from time to time. Do not mind them unless you are afraid they are going to harm you in some way, but most of them know to behave and become friends with the newcomers, so you may be getting a few visitors. It's good for you to have friends. Maybe you won't commit such horrific acts this time around. Very good. Legion, would you be so kind as to escort our newcomer to their new room. Very good, thank you. So good. Such a good servant. So follow Legion to you'll be going down the elevator to about level 600, and he will escort you to your room. Feel free to make yourself comfortable. You may buzz me at any time if you need something or have questions about the home or need any assistance or have any complaints. But I hope that you'll find that this place is quite fitting for someone such as yourself. So enjoy your stay here at the home for wayward souls, and make sure that you thank your Master Mania for all of their hard work. Thank you. Thank you for thanking me. You're welcome. It is all in a day's work, after all. Now, run along, and I will see you tomorrow for breakfast. Goodbye.